Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for 2022. I don't know where I was going with that, but let's see what is going on for you here, Aries, at this time, and or I should say for next year, 2022. It's been a really nice year for pretty much everyone. Again, I don't think it's going to be like super simple or easy. I don't want to like mislead people and say, oh my God, it's going to be so easy, but just seems like a little bit smoother. I would say the ups and downs are a little bit smoother. I just said to another sign, it's kind of like 2021 I see as like this, like just like a crazy jagged lines. I think 2022 is just like a little bit more kind of subtle as far as the ups and downs are concerned. Of course, there will still be things to overcome, but it looks really good to me. You have this Be Generous of Spirit card here. This is popping into my head as the thing that will be most helpful for you for whatever reason is this lion spirit. So I feel like the more generous, if you're feeling down or anything, kind of like helping other people might be very beneficial to you, or looking for ways to kind of help other people is what I'm getting here. A few years ago, it's like I was in a pretty bad spot, and that's what I used to do whenever I was having like bad days and things like that. I'd be like, how can I help other people, or how can I do things for other people? And sometimes I think that can kind of help us, especially with this card here. So I feel like helping other people or doing whatever you can for other people would be very beneficial with this Lion Spirit card. You have the Seven of Wands, the Star, and the Lovers here. I feel for some of you that you're like trying to heal from something. It's almost like I'm seeing this as like 7 stages or something along those lines here with the stars in the background here. It's kind of weird. There are 7 white stars on the star card, and then there's that one big star in the middle. And they're all 8-pointed stars, but the number 7 is really jumping into my head. You do have 2 7s here, 7 of Wands to the 7 of Swords here, Aries. But, it's kind of like, it's jumping into my head as different. To me, 2 7s is internal fears don't exist, but I feel the number 7 is very important. But I feel some of you have gone through these like stages of something here, and it's like 7 stages. It feels like a relationship to me, and I feel that some of you are moving away from a relationship, or you're letting go of a relationship. It's like looking like a big circle to me as well in my head, where it's like I feel like you started somewhere in a relationship and you're coming back around, but I feel like you're having a realization that that you deserve more. I'm overcomplicating this, Aries, because I feel it's very simple. I think that you are just realizing that you deserve more out of a relationship, and you deserve to get more than you are getting right now. It's like, so I feel some of you could be ending a situationship, is what I would say here. For others, I feel like it's going to be very important for you, especially right here, 7 of Wands to the Star. I feel like it's going to be very important for you to protect your kind of like goals and ideas. You are being divinely guided at this time, I feel, Aries, especially with this Lovers card. I feel that, this angel here represents your higher self angel, and the Lovers can definitely represent love, which I do see love here in your reading for 2022 if you're interested in getting love, but I kind of see big picture as well. I feel that this is you more kind of being guided or divinely guided, and you're on this journey. It's like you're on a path to improve your life significantly here, Aries. There's like a really good opportunity coming in for you. We even have the Ace of Pentacles here, the Wheel of Fortune. It's like everything is coming together. I do feel there is a very strong need for you to kind of like pay attention, especially, I don't want to keep jumping back to this camera, but with the 7 of Swords here, 7 of Swords is like a card of needing to handle things with care. And we'll talk about this in just a minute. But I really feel if you make some really good moves this year that you could really significantly improve your situation in life. Let's see where this is going. With the 7 of Wands, you have the Page of Wands needing to go on an adventure. I feel that part of you, for some of you, these improvements that could be entering into your life could be coming through education, needing to go through some training or something like that as well. So if you're trying to improve in career, business, or anything like that, going back to school, getting certifications, all that stuff is popping to my head with the Page of Wands. Because Page of Wands is like an adventure. It's like having to do something to improve your situation. For others, I just kind of feel there is a new beginning coming in for you here. With this Star, Chariot, This to me is like a significant change in your destiny here, Aries. The star, the wheel of fortune. It's like you're more in line. I wouldn't really say it's a change in your destiny. I would say you're more in line with your, destiny or something that is truly fulfilling in your life. I see you being a lot happier because it's like I just see this circle. kind of like I was seeing at the beginning of the reading, but I feel like you are surrounded by things that really inspire you, that make you feel happy. And I see it mostly in this last row here that we're going to talk about in a minute. It's a very exciting feeling that I get here with this last row because it's like I feel like you're just feeling like things are more in alignment. So I like this, but there is a change coming in for you. For some of you, I feel that this change is work or career related, and that could mean that other things fall into that. So it's like maybe you change your career, maybe you meet the love of your life because of it, and maybe you also meet, people who are really good for you. That's kind of how I'm seeing this reading, if that makes sense. With the lovers, you have the Page of Cups. Could be a Gemini coming in for you. I do feel a Gemini influence here. So if you're looking for love, the lovers plus this right here, the Page of Cups is like an admirer, but it could just be a Gemini. The Page of Cups also represents a dream or your imagination. He has that fish that he's looking at in the cup there, Aries, and that kind of represents something that he is imagining or dreaming of having. So he needs to grab on to that fish. He needs to make that happen, whatever it is. So if you have any goals, wishes, or dreams, I would move towards that. You also have this Enlightenment card next, and the Enlightenment card is kind of like a card of your imagination as well, but it's also a card of inspiration. I feel like you get very excited when you think about something. It's like you might have a job and you might be thinking about starting a career on the side. I feel like you get very excited about it. I feel like you need to keep moving in that direction. I would keep having those thoughts. If you're thinking about if you're getting excited thinking about a potential new beginning, I feel like this card is saying, keep moving in that direction. I think that it's going to start with thoughts, but then it's going to end with you kind of creating your own reality or creating something that's much bigger. Look, there's this ship that's on this card here. It's like a sailboat and it's being blown through the sky here, Aries. So I really feel that for a lot of you, it's like you could be creating something significantly better in your life, but you need to focus on kind of your thoughts first. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles here as well, Aries. I do feel that this Four of Pentacles is kind of saying, I am getting the word responsibilities here. It's like there are certain responsibilities or certain things that you have to deal with in your current life that could be kind of keeping you stuck where you are. So, for example, maybe you have children and it's like maybe you can't just quit your job and start your side business because it's like you have the children. But I do feel like this is saying, yeah, maybe there are some, if you're thinking about starting a side business or something else, it's like maybe there will be a few months or whatever where you're going to have to work late at night or you're going to have to work, put in those extra hours. But to me, this whole entire reading is saying it's worth it to do that. So I would be doing that, and I kind of get that here. For others, I feel some of you just maybe, are kind of thinking about making a change, but you're still kind of holding on to where you are. The Four of Pentacles really tells you you have the power to make the change as well. He's got that pentacle on his head, and he's got that pentacle over his heart. I always say Greg Braden says when your head and heart become one, you can move mountains. So I feel if you're having a hard time manifesting something or creating something in your life, if you get your head and your heart in alignment, you will move mountains with this card. You have the Seven of Swords here as well. Like I said, I don't want to sugarcoat this part of the reading. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but I really feel for you, it's more referring to making some sort of change that is going to require kind of tiptoeing. You can see here that he's handling these swords by their tips, and he's tiptoeing away. He's stealing those swords from this army that's in the background here. The Seven of Swords can actually be a good card. You can see that it's a golden card, which represents joy, happiness, abundance in the tarot. So it's a golden card, and it can just say that there are other ways of doing things. He's not facing this army head on. He's not entering into battle. He is stealing the swords so they can't be used against him in battle. It's a different way of doing things. And that's what's popping into my head for you. I feel like for a lot of you, it's you clearly have a goal or something you want to achieve. You have two aces here. You have the Ace of Pentacles here and the Ace of Swords over here. You see something as your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune, which you end with, is your personal vision for your life. It is where, it is where you see your life going. It is where you see your destiny. And so you're clearly focused on it. And the two aces to me would say that you have a goal, you have something that you want to accomplish. The Seven of Swords just says maybe there's another way that you could get there. Maybe there's another way that you could do it. I feel that for some of you. For others, I feel like it is just saying that maybe you're going to be, handling extra responsibilities. Maybe you're going to have to work extra hours. But I'm here to encourage you to do it, Aries, because I feel like it'll pay off. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Four of Wands here. Card of marriage, if you're looking for love, there's clearly love coming in for you here. I wouldn't really call this a love reading, but again, it's showing up here. So I feel like there could be love coming in for you. Four of Wands is a card of freedom as well. So it's like saying, I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, it's saying that maybe a little bit of a sacrifice right now, as far as time is concerned, is going to lead to a lot of abundance in the future. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. I would definitely get out of your head. This is like the one thing that could be holding you back. I always say the Nine of Swords says you can be the bug or the windshield. You can be the person who, there's two people here. One person is getting hit by a sword, and the other person is standing there with the sword. And it's kind of like saying you can conquer your fears or your worries, or you can just lay there and do nothing. The choice is yours, right? And with the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you need to go for whatever this goal, wish, or dream is, because you are going to be successful, plain and simple. Here at the end, you have this Birds of a Feather card. Normally, if it wants to focus, I say with this card here that it kind of represents needing to be careful of the people you surround yourself with. I just feel like you are surrounding yourself with different people now, and you're kind of like finding your group, your tribe, whatever you want to call it here, Aries, and it's going to have like a spillover effect into other areas of your life. I definitely feel like that's true. If we surround ourselves with positive influences and people who can help us and people who can help us grow and all that other stuff, then, of course, our life is going to improve. But I kind of feel that for you, where it's kind of like you're finding your people here with this Birds of a Feather card. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles here. I would be careful with this Five of Pentacles. I do feel like it is saying, like, the only thing that can hold you back is you. So I would be careful of your words. I would definitely watch your words with the Five of Pentacles. I would keep it positive with the Five of Pentacles as well. That's going to be super important. And I also would make sure, the Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. It says you need to make sure that you are speaking positively, that you're speaking positively about yourself, that you're focused on the right things, and all that other stuff. I'm a big fan of positive thinking. Trust me, I was like the king of stinking thinking for, most of my life, is what I would say here. And it wasn't until I changed my words, and I still have to watch myself to this day, right? It's like I'm far from perfect. And what I would say here is that really, my life has improved significantly over the last 3 years or so, and the only thing I did was change my words. It's free. Again, it's like the easiest thing to do. I always tell people, it's like you don't have to pay money or anything like that. You just have to change your words. You just have to not call attention to your weaknesses. Doesn't mean that you don't have weaknesses, but it's like a lot of successful people say that really you should just be focusing on what you're good at and doubling down on your strengths. And that's what I feel like this part of the reading is saying. It's saying you can achieve your destiny which is right here, Wheel of Fortune. You can create the turnaround. You can create a rapid overnight success improvement here if you change your words. So that's what I'd be doing here. Even the Ace of Swords is a card of your words, and it's a card of success, victories, abundance, but it's a card of sacrifice as well. You can see this palm frond on this side here and an olive branch on the other. The palm frond represents sacrifice. The olive branch can represent peace, but also it can represent abundance. So I feel it's going to be really, really important that you watch your words and you only kind of use those positive words. Like I always tell people, yes, it's free. It doesn't cost anything to say nice things about yourself. It doesn't cost anything to, focus on what makes you great and not the things that don't, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Knight of Swords here. So I feel the Knight of Swords says, don't work yourself to the bone. He's trying to force something to happen here, and you can see this horse looks very stressed out, and it's because he's pushing the horse too hard. So this card says if something is hard, it's probably hard for a reason, And so you should be focusing on things that come easily to you. Again, Knight of Swords, forcing yourself to be something you're not, forcing yourself to be good at something that you're not. I always blame school because it's like, I think school, it's like I've never used algebra in my life. I failed algebra from freshman year to senior year and then into college. I failed algebra every single time. Literally, the only time I passed algebra was because the college professor I had, he only graded you based off of the 2 best tests that you had. That was the first time I passed algebra. So, again, have I ever used algebra in my life? No. So it's like, why does school force you to be good at something you're just not good at, right? I have no freaking clue. Have I ever used it? No, never in my life. And so the Knight of Swords says, like, I feel like this reading is saying, if you want to change your destiny and become an overnight success here, which I think is possible for you, then I would say don't try to force yourself to be good at things you're not. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles. Good news coming in for you. There's somebody who wants to deliver some news to you here. I just got pregnancy. I'm not sure if it's you or someone in your life who's important to you could be pregnant. For others, I feel there's just success coming in for you. For the Five of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. You have the Lovers right here. Lovers to the Lovers and the Five of Pentacles. I do feel for some of you, this is popping to mind as mindset change. It's like, especially if you're dealing with a situationship from the past, I feel like you're seeing that person differently, and that's what's causing you to walk away from this person and move on to new situation. For others, I would make sure that you're not selling yourself short. Again, Five of Pentacles with the Lovers could be you getting into a relationship with a person who is, quote unquote easy. And I wouldn't do that. I would try to, go for the person who maybe feels a little bit out of reach. I think that, part of the problem with modern day love is we kind of trick ourselves into getting in relationships with people who need to be fixed, especially if you're a spiritual person, right? Spiritual people always do this. Trust me, I'm guilty of it, right? But we get into relationships with people who need fixing, who need help or whatever. I'm not saying we shouldn't help people, but we should be with people who are whole and healthy, right? And so I would make sure to do that with the Five of Pentacles. But all in all, I would say this is like an overnight success reading. I wouldn't really call it an overnight success. I don't believe in overnight success. To me, an overnight success is, just the fact, like everybody who is successful is an overnight success. One day you're not successful, the next day you are. But it's probably, again, I don't want to discount the journey. To me, I feel like you've been working for years and years and years to become an overnight success. So is it really overnight success? Probably not. I think this is just the embodiment where you are believing it on a cellular level, which is when you truly become successful. So I love it. This is a very good reading. I like to see this. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, I have the 2022 love readings linked up down below and somewhere right here. So make sure to check those out. But thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.